Welcome back to Kasim and John Teach Google Ads.
We do
Or
Google Ads stuff.
John teaches Google Ads and Kasim listens and asks intelligently and pointed questions.
He's just paid to ask me questions. He doesn't actually work here.
That's why I'm here. Today we're talking about smart shopping. You've got a story to tell us. Is that right, John?
Yeah, so interestingly enough, smart shopping by itself does not work very well. Google needs other data sources to tell it what to do and where to go. And we have one client in particular that had this experience prior to us starting with him. And it's something I've seen quite often where users will, or our clients before they come to us will just run smart shopping and smart shopping only. And most of the time it's because they have like a Shopify account and they just hooked up Google Ads and Google Ads automatically run smart shopping, and that just doesn't work on its own. Smart shopping is a learning tool, and the tool needs data from other sources before it can be self-sustaining. So if you just start off running Google Ads and you launch your first campaign in smart shopping, most often it's going to fail. And I want to teach you just some other ways that you can help mitigate the losses and run campaigns that are essentially not correct, but for like the Google Ads greater good. And so, yeah, I want to share this story, and because I think that's something we're actually going through now with a new client, and it's a perfect time to share exactly what this looks like. So of course, client's going to be blocked off for privacy reasons, but what you see on the screen is smart shopping, top sellers, and branded. And you see some odd swoops in the clicks. You see kind of very consistent, and then a big swoop here of clicks, and then consistency, and then a big swoop of clicks here just more recently. And this is because when you look at the smart shopping campaign, those are where those big swoops are coming in. And why are we having days where we have, 1 click, 0 click, 0 click, and then all of a sudden 41 and then 95, and it starts to shoot back up? What we're doing here is on purpose. What we're doing is we're testing the algorithm's capabilities of becoming self-sustaining. And what we're helping the campaign gather more data so that it can become self-sustaining is a campaign that is purposely losing money. And it seems kind of odd, but it's when you understand the algorithms, when you understand Google's learning mechanisms and capabilities, you really have it's like an art form in Google Ads. And I don't say that just to brag or anything, but when you don't really know what to do in order to increase performance, the obvious choice is spend more money or choose a different bidding strategy. But what it could be is you need to run another campaign that would automatically fail in order to help the better campaign grow and succeed. So this is a client that started on May 14th. And you'll see that the smart shopping campaign here has done fairly well. 400% return on ad spend since beginning, which is good. But this campaign is doing terrible, 32% return on ad spend. We spent 256 to make risk conversion like $83. Not a good campaign. But it's by design. And what this is, when you look at what the top sellers campaign is, we call it the top sellers just because that's one they want to sell the most of. But when you look at the top sellers campaign, you can see the ad group is the solar butterfly. Well, when you go back to all campaigns here and you look at smart shopping and you look at the products, the product list, this might take a second to load because he does have a lot of SKUs. See the solar butterfly here, this one has got obviously the most amount of impressions and clicks and 50 conversions here. And then the next one's got 30 conversions, and they're starting to get more and more conversions, but you can see that this one was the obvious winner. And with this campaign, and you can see it's kind of like back in learning mode now, but what was going on with the smart shopping and the top sellers campaign is the top sellers campaign is a search campaign for the solar butterfly. Now, search is not a great campaign channel for e-commerce. Smart shopping is better. But the search campaign here of the solar butterfly was feeding smart shopping information saying, here's where the people search, or like here's the keywords that they search, here's their habits, this is the websites that they visit, here's all of the users that are coming to the site from search from an action. Then that information is given to smart shopping. So smart shopping can say, aha, that sample size, there's some consistencies there. And now I need to take that information that you've given me and I need to go out and find more people like that. If you just start up running smart shopping on its own, it's got no data to build off of. You need to have a foundation of some sort of data. And eventually.
So I just want to repeat what you just said. Google is looking to replicate success with smart shopping.
Right.
But without knowing what can be successful, smart shopping standalone isn't going to work at all. So you're running a campaign that you know is going to be not a loser, but you know is going to be maybe a little more expensive than it might be otherwise, just because of how competitive that ecosystem is and how few searches there are. But what that does is it gives Google the predictive indicator it needs to go out and find more of those people using smart shopping.
Exactly. So if you look at the top sellers campaign here, remember these big swoops right here, and then this big swoop right here.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the top seller campaign. This search campaign was paused during this time and was paused again, testing again here. So when you look at, there's dead space, you know, in this area and dead space in that area of my search campaign. Well, when you look at the smart shopping campaign, loss of performance here, loss of performance there. So what we're doing is we whittled this thing down from about $15 a day. Now we're down to about $3.50 per day. We've been slowly taking money from it and giving it to smart shopping and seeing when can we just wean ourselves off of the search campaign so that the smart shopping campaign has enough data to run on its own and say, I've already have a big book of people that I know their age, sex, interests, affinities, hobbies, research patterns, buying habits, whatever. We already have enough of those people. We can go find some more. And we can shut off the top sellers campaign. So we've been purposely toggling on and off this top sellers campaign to see when is this going to be running self-sustained. It has not yet, which makes sense because May 15th to June, it's only about 45 days. And you usually want to give it about 30, 45 days just in testing. But it's been running so well that I was like, well, let's just keep testing it every couple of days. And so this is something that's hard to show people. It's hard to teach people why you want to run campaigns that are you know, semi losing. You know, you look at this thing, you're like, man, my return on ad spend would be higher than, you know, 324% if we didn't have this, you know, campaign eating up, you know, a couple $100 and having a low return. Well, if you shut off this campaign, everything goes away. So it's interesting is when you look at Google Ads, you don't want to individually just judge each campaign's results. You have to be knowledgeable enough to say, well, this is why we're running this campaign, so this campaign can work better. And then in the future, what you get is, you know, two really solid campaigns you can just keep throwing more and more and more money at and keep scaling it on its own. But in the beginning, if you don't know how to leverage Google's learning algorithms and just run smart shopping, it's like, yeah, it ran for 3 days and it died. I don't know why. It's because it doesn't know if it needs to look for a 55-year-old male or a 19-year-old female. It has no bearing. It's not smart enough to know that product is usually most liked by this person. It needs that data first.
So would this work, and I know the answer to this question because I've seen it work in another case study that you shared with me, but for our viewers, would this work with outside traffic? Let's say you're driving traffic from another mechanism. You've got Facebook ads running or Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Does this feed smart shopping in the same ways?
I've tested many different campaigns, even, you know, remarketing to existing user base. And the only one I've ever seen impact it this much is an inbound search campaign. Now, it's not to say that the other campaigns didn't help, and I think it's always best when budget, you know, when budget is substantial enough. This campaign runs at a fairly lean budget. You can see we've only spent $1,800 in the last 45 days. So it's a small spending campaign. So we have to kind of pick and choose where we want those ad spend to go. But when you have a sustainable ad spend, like it's $2,500, $3,000, $4,500 per month, you want to run search, display, GSP, YouTube, remarketing, and smart shopping. And then now you're giving it multiple channels and multiple audiences sources and multiple, you know, avenues to learn the habits of your avatar or of your target demographic so that it can be self-sustaining quicker. So it depends on your ad spend, but most often search is what you can pretty much just toggle on. All of a sudden your smart shopping campaign starts to work really, really well.
That's awesome. If you're watching and you have questions, make sure to hit the comments. We want to engage and let us know what else you want us to talk about too. You know, I mean, we're going to get as strategic as you let us. So give us some recommendations.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
And we don't have too many videos and too many subscribers, only a couple hundred now. So if you write a comment about it, chances are we'll probably do a video about it really soon.
Yeah, so, and then we'll mention you by name or by handle.
And we'll send you a swag package.
Yay! All right, John will send you a swag package.
Yeah, it's this pen.
Yep. You're welcome.
Awesome.
Cool. We'll see you all in the next video.
Thanks.